everybody. This is Carl. This is my wife, Cathie Firestone, and we are here in beautiful Winter Garden, Florida, coming to you live tonight. And you guys, we're so excited what we have our hands on in this little incredible wearable technology that's newly patented. People are getting remarkable results on the product, and it's very affordable. And did I mention it was patented? So newly patented, which means we have 16 more years to go out and build a legacy, freedom-generating revenue stream for our families. You guys, this is big.
A lot of people in the process.
Absolutely. People are getting well with X39.
And it's really important to make sure everyone understands that this amazing technology that we have in X39 does not cure, treat, heal, mitigate anything, prevent any disease, any syndrome, any illness. What it does, in its simplest terms, is put your body in a natural reboot, and then your body does what we believe God intended all of our bodies to do, and that's heal itself.
Yes.
And so Carl and I have been involved for just over 2 years. Thank you, Steve and Gina Merritt, for calling us just over 2 years ago. I'm so glad we said yes, because this technology has completely changed our lives.
And we'd like to thank God, too, you guys, first and foremost.
Absolutely.
Because without him, none of this is possible.
Right.
And this has been truly a blessing and a gift from above. Yeah, I think it's James 1:17, I think, but it says every good and perfect gift comes from above. You guys, that's what X39 is. That's what Lifewave is. That's who David Schmidt is.
Yeah.
We believe that with all our hearts. So as you get to know the corporate team, the system team, and this is it, and you get to know this little miracle product right here, X39, we're going to believe that you're going to feel the same way about everything. It's just remarkable. It's really special.
Yep. So there's the question of the night. Have you been patched yet? If you have not, please get with the person that invited you on tonight to make sure you get a patch. We are all about elevating, activating, and regenerating our entire body, and that's exciting. So we're going to spend a few moments and talk about David Schmidt. He is the CEO of the parent company behind X39. That's Lifewave. But interestingly, he's also the inventor, the scientist, if you will, behind the technology. This man personally holds now over 150 patents personally. That is just unbelievable.
He beat his uncle, I think. His uncle, he was going up against his uncle who held 150, so he topped his uncle. So I guess they can stop. They can
stop competing now.
They can stop competing, but they won't. They'll keep going.
So David's a scientist and an inventor at heart, and he specializes in age reversing, and this has been his entire career. When he was young, people asked him what he wanted to do. He said, I want to be an inventor, and that's exactly what he did. In 2008, he turned his attention and focus specifically on stem cell research. And this amazing technology, this patch that we're talking about tonight, X39, took 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to market. So needless to say, David is a man of grit and of perseverance. And thank goodness he didn't quit in year 9, because we now get to benefit from his genius.
Yes, and that grit and stamina that Cathie referred to, you guys, as business builders, that's something we can learn from David, because no business is easy. This one's no different, but this is the easiest business that I've ever been involved in my entire life. I mean, it is a simple business, but it takes activity. It takes a willingness to go out there and share each day, a willingness to be coachable and work this the way that it works. And if you've got that and you're willing to do that, boom, magic formula.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the patent Carl mentioned. There's the U.S. patent number. You can Google it, read it in its entirety if you'd like. That paragraph in the upper left-hand corner is the abstract, or the summary, if you will. And we took an excerpt from that down in the bottom, and that says embodiments as a result of elevating copper peptide. There's a term you can Google. If you're a science geek like me and you're interested in how this works, Google copper peptide. You can read from now until probably a year or more from now. There have been decades of research done on copper peptide and what it does in the body. As we age, it naturally diminishes. Not so anymore, because when you wear this technology, what happens is your copper peptide is elevated, and a whole host of amazing things happen when that happens, like activation of your own dormant stem cells. And then also improvements in energy, elevation, and antioxidants, and a whole lot of pretty amazing stuff. As Carl mentioned, patents mean protection, they mean exclusivity. You can see in the upper right-hand corner, this one was issued in July of 2020, which means we have just about 16 more years of exclusivity where we can go out and share this with as many people as we possibly can, change as many lives as we possibly can, and be able to reap a myriad of benefits from that. So why would you want to wear the X39 stem cell activation patch?
That's a great question. And that's what, when Steve called us just 2 short years ago, you guys, Steve Merritt, a little background on Steve. He's been a pro athlete for 25 years, world champion, skied on the U.S. ski team. This guy was beat up. He had 14 major surgeries throughout his career and after his career. And they were always trying to get Steve to get injected with stem cells. You guys may be familiar with those. And for whatever reason, he said the $25,000 per injection was one of the big reasons he didn't do it. But other reasons include things like there are risks involved, and he didn't have a comfort level with where these stem cells were coming from.
Exactly.
And he just had a big turnoff about that. But yet, even though they're 40% of the time they don't work, 100% of the time they want that money. So
there's
you guys,
no money back guarantee.
yes, you guys, listen. What Steve shared with us, and maybe you don't know, is that by the time we're 30 years old, half of our stem cells are inactive.
Yeah.
And I was doing the math in my head real quick because I'm almost 60, and I said, "Oh no, Steve, what about me?" And he goes, "Carl, you've got 2 left. They're at the time clock right now, getting ready to punch out." And I said, well, "Okay, how much is it, Steve? Sounds expensive." And he said, "It's $3.30 a day, you guys. $100 a month to reactivate our own stagnant stem cells."
Yep.
I said, immediately, sign us up.
Yep.
We got a pack, got it in the mail a few days, and we put on our patches, and you guys, the rest is history. Miracles began to happen for us and for the people that we shared with. It's just remarkable. So we'll share those real soon.
So how does it work? That's what I wanted to know. Remember, that's the science geek in me again. It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. The technical term is photobiomodulation. It's light therapy. Best analogy is what happens when we as human beings go out into direct natural sunlight. We harness the energy from the sun, a chemical reaction takes place inside our bodies, and our bodies naturally elevate levels of vitamin D. That's light therapy. This technology works similarly, except we don't need an external energy source like the sun. Why? Because we were all designed to emit heat and light 24/7. Think of the last war movie you saw. Hopefully the good guys have the night vision goggles on and they can see the bad guys in the jet black of night. Why? Because we all emit that low level infrared light 24/7.
So my mom said that I brought a lot of light into the world. So that was actually true.
Yeah, she was right. She was right. So we're all emitting that heat and light. So when you peel the paper off this patch, which by the way is non-transdermal, that means nothing is going into your skin. No nutrition, no chemicals, no pharmaceuticals, no stimulants, nothing. When you peel the paper off, just like a Band-Aid, and you stick this patch on, you can stick it anywhere. Carl's got his right there on his hand. When the light from your body leaves and hits the center of that patch, that's where the magic happens. Inside that enclosed smaller circle is patented nanocrystal technology. Now don't panic, I did a bit when I heard nanocrystal. I thought, I don't know if I like the sound of that. Nano just means really, really small, and it's a crystalline structure. David describes it as a lattice of amino acids, sugar, salts, hydrogen, all from organic plants. That crystalline structure acts like a very sophisticated mirror. When your light hits it, it reflects a very specific wavelength of your own light and frequency back into your tissue. When that happens, your copper peptide has been clinically proven by David and his studies to elevate, which in turn reactivates your dormant stem cells. Pretty cool, right?
Amazing.
Yeah.
So here's the short list of benefits, guys, and it really is the short list. We'll just buzz through these real quick. Who doesn't need all of these, right? Increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina, energy and vitality.
Woo! Through the roof.
Mental clarity.
Through the roof.
Restored muscle or skeletal conditions. Improvements in sleep. Amazing improvement. Who let's face it, when you can sleep better, your body just, it can heal itself in that deep REM sleep. People are dreaming and even having some nightmares with it because they're in such deep REM sleep. It feels so good to feel so good and improve skin appearance. Our son Luke was a prime example. He had horrible cystic acne, you guys, horrible. And what happened was we saw him struggling for many, many months with this. And when X39 came out, we just asked him, would you like to try it, Luke? And he said, absolutely, I'll try anything. So he started wearing the patch 5 weeks, you guys. 5 weeks. His skin was restored. All the big welts and nasty stuff just faded away. You could almost see it happening every morning when he woke up. It was wild.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Optimal health, that's what we're all after, right? A state of complete physical, mental, social, we would add spiritual well-being to that. That's what we're all looking for. And that's what this technology can assist with in huge ways. Check this out. This is what's called a topography map. I don't know about you, but I'm a visual learner. I get it when I see a chart, a bar graph, a pie chart, something like this. So topography maps measure inflammation. And this particular participant in one of David's many clinical studies is a 77-year-old woman. She wore X39, the stem cell reactivation pouch, at the back of the base of her neck. That first picture there on what is your left, session 1, that's her baseline. That's before she started patching. Anytime you see red, that is inflammation. And again, we're looking specifically at her brain here. So the notes there, inflammation in the brain, lack of brain coherence, meaning her brain was not communicating well with the rest of her body. Check out session 2 in the middle. This is 3 weeks, not 3 months, not 3 years, 3 weeks. Wearing X39, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, every single day. You can see what we can see, and that's the inflammation is gone. And it only gets better. Adding 3 more weeks, so 6 weeks in total. That's the last picture you see on the far right. Better brain coherence, complete turnaround. And I think what's important to note here is that this is not just her brain. It's my brain, it's Carl's brain, it's yours. And it's not just our brains, it's every major organ system in our bodies.
Yeah, because and I didn't know this either, but actually our first cell when we were conceived, you guys, was a stem cell. I mean, we're just all miracles, aren't we? I love that miracle song in the beginning there. Think about that. First cell's a stem cell, and then from that stem cell, we turn into, every organ, tissue, hair, eyes, blood.
Crazy.
What a miracle. And so stem cells are hugely, hugely important in the body and the role they play with regeneration and with longevity and repair. You guys, this is so much bigger than we thought, and anyone has thought. This is a huge, huge deal. We'll show the numbers with you too soon.
Yeah, pretty exciting. Long-term results. This is not per Carl and Cathie. We are not doctors. We are not scientists. This is per David Schmidt and the team of amazing professionals that he surrounds him with, and the 80-plus clinical case studies done on X39 in this technology. Within the first few days of wearing this patch, 4,000 genes begin to reset. That's a third of your genome. And again, don't panic. When I saw this at first, I was a little leery. I thought to myself, don't know if I want anything messing with my DNA. Not happening. What happens as we age is that there are certain genes in our body that turn off and they should stay on, and others that stay on and they should turn off. Think of a light switch. So when you use this technology and your own stem cells come back into play, 4,000 of your genes reset to a younger, healthier state.
You know, when we were little kids and we would play outside and we, fall down, scrape a knee. You guys remember, it wasn't so long ago, right?
Time was longer for some of us.
Time flies. But when we were little, we'd scratch a knee up real bad, and it seemed like hours to days there was no evidence that you were even hurt at all. And that's because as kids, we're loaded with stem cells. And guess what? As adults, we are too. They just go to sleep over time, but they can be woken back up.
Yay.
And thank goodness for that. I'm telling you, that's what X39 does.
That's right.
Wakes them back up.
That's right. Within 6 weeks, brains become balanced. Huge. Mental clarity, brain fog gone. I was a sticky note queen. I had sticky notes everywhere. I'm 52 years old, and I had to make a list when I had to remember two things at the grocery store. That, my friends, is sad. Not anymore. I can remember a whole list of things. There's not a sticky note in sight in my house anymore, and it is awesome. So that brain becoming balanced is really, really important. Within 3 months, your own collagen increases. Y'all, collagen's a buzzword. You don't need me to tell you. Look at any health food store. There are collagen products, just shelves and shelves and shelves of them. And it's not your collagen. It's somebody else's. And a lot of it's animal collagen.
Oh my goodness.
You wear X39 and your own collagen starts to increase. And collagen just isn't important for hair and nails. It is the matrix, the gel, if you will, that holds our organs in place. It is really important.
Yeah, Dr. Stillman on our team, he says, look, if you know somebody that's falling apart physically, it's likely because their collagen production is decreasing. And get X39 on him, you guys. He is an MD, and he is a big proponent of X39.
Within 6 months, this was the kicker for us. The heart, the cardiovascular system reverses in age. I'm going to say that again because it's just too good not to.
Yeah.
Within 6 months of patching with X39, the heart, the cardiovascular system reverses in age. Carl saw this a little bit as a contractor on his feet for many, many years, and we live in Orlando, so it's a little warm here in the summer, and the humidity is just a tick high.
Just a little.
Just a little. Yeah. So he would come home.
You guys,
singing.
I was dying.
Oh my gosh.
This weather was killing me. I've been in the heat my whole life, working on furnaces, and she's had me in the heat my whole life.
Okay.
And anyway, it's brutal. And on your feet all day, I developed hundreds of spider veins over the years. Hundreds.
We're covered.
And she walks by my chair one night. I was resting. I had my feet up, exhausted. And she stopped and started staring at my feet, and surprised out of her mind, she goes, look at your feet. And I'm like, what's the matter with my feet? She goes, Carl, your spider veins are gone.
Yeah.
You guys, this is powerful. I didn't feel that happening.
Right.
Okay? I didn't see it happening, but I didn't feel it happening. So when you wear X39, couple of things. Be patient.
Yeah.
All right? We've been through a lot as people, right? The food we eat, the stuff we drink, the environments we work in, the people we have to deal with, daily stresses. Our bodies go through a lot. So be willing to commit to some time, and we know when you do that, you're going to see benefit. David Schmidt knows too.
Yeah.
He says,
get this. This is crazy. 96 to 97% of people who wear X39 consistently every day will get a quantifiable benefit, meaning it can be measured either in blood work, in your analysis, in topography maps, some type of quantifiable measured improvement. 97%. I will take those odds.
Those are good odds.
It is not anti-aging, it's age reversing, and that's a quote directly from David himself.
Yes. So this is a really good spot to stop, you guys. We're going to look up a friend real quick. She's going to share a remarkable cardiovascular story with us. So I'm going to look her up. If you be patient with me for just a second.
I'm delighted to be able to share tonight about my mother-in-law. She's going to be 100 years old on the 23rd of October this year. She's going to be 100. And she's had 2 hip fractures, fractured pelvis, surgery on her colon, which was about 2 years ago. And so we've gone through one thing after another. But what happened to her after she received some blood transfusions post-hip surgery 2 years ago, within 60 days, she had dementia. And I do know for a fact that the blood is not segregated. We have vaccinated and vaccinated blood mixed together. So I said, oh boy, and we had a donor, but they didn't want to take it because they said she needed it right away. So that's what I was dealing with. And when I became aware of the product, I watched stories about people who had some type of dementia and they were recovering. I said, I'm going to try it. So I did. And I've been using the X39 on her for over 6 months probably. And I incorporate the Aeon. And to my surprise, when I took her to the cardiologist, and this was about maybe a month and a half or so ago, They did another EKG, and she came in and she said, you know what? She's in perfect sinus rhythm. Now, perfect sinus rhythm means you got a good heart. All the electrical conductivity is working. My background is critical care and ER nursing and cardiology, so I knew what that meant. And I said, wow, okay, explain to me why you think she's better. Okay, because I knew that she had irregularities in her heart rhythm before, and I was getting worried that she might be going into atrial fib. And last year I started chelation therapy with her, and I did only a little bit in the beginning of this year. So when she told me that the EKG showed that the upper chamber of the heart initiates on the right side the electrical impulse, and that's your SA node. Typically, you're going to see a consistent look to that impulse. And prior to this year's EKG, that impulse was variable, which said to her that she's not using the SA node with regularity. And I thought, okay, maybe she would be going into atrial fib and degrading. But she didn't degrade. She got better. And now she's using the SA node all the time. She's not having any more irregularities in her heart, and she's 99, almost 100 years old. So to your point, Cathie, when you were talking about give it about 6 months and you start to see the heart regenerate, well, it's been over 6 months, and her heart did get better. And I find that phenomenal. I really do. Because I was a former coronary care unit nurse. You know, you didn't see that. You saw people getting worse and worse. Now, I will tell you this. She eats pretty darn good. She eats organic because we do that. We buy our cow from a farmer that we know, no vaccines, grass-fed. You know, I very, very careful on the food that she eats. So she's got good nutrition. I also give her other supplements because I'm trying to restore the brain, right? That's why I did chelation, to get any heavy metals out, getting out any hydrogel, getting out any graphene oxide, which will come out with chelation. I have to tell you, she's a little bit better in that area, you know, but I'm going to persist and we're going to see what happens. But the heart is truly remarkable. So I'm kind of shocked, and I saw the cardiologist today, and I gave her some samples of the X39, and I'm going to follow up. And, you know, it's just amazing to me, and she's kind of dumbfounded too. So, you know, we'll keep on going, and I just want to thank you for the opportunity to share my mother-in-law's testimony and the opportunity to hear what you have to say. Thank you.
I told you X39 was amazing, you guys. The hairs on my arms are standing up when I hear this kind of stuff. And Cathie and I think oftentimes, and I'm sure many of you do, what if we would have said no?
Yeah.
Right? Then all these, we've personally sponsored 60-something people into the business in the last 2 years. We have 62,000 people on our team now, and all of those people would have missed out on benefits, or they would have been postponed for sure, right? So, man, we're just so grateful. And Jan, thank you for your willingness to come on tonight. We know you're super busy, and we so appreciate you, and thank you for sharing that with us. And yes.
Well, I want to thank you again too, because I do talk to people, and I had somebody share with me on one of their children who had ALS and was improving actually with the X39, and that's unheard of. So all I can say is it's amazing. This patch works, and you know, thank you so much. Thanks for sharing, and a shout out to Shannon Weimer and to Brenda Ripperito, who really encouraged me to try this, because I'm just amazed. Thank you.
That's why we do this, you guys. You know, the opportunity is great, but we live for these testimonials like this, because these are real people.
That's right.
Whose lives have been sincerely and deeply impacted buy this, and it's just incredible.
We all call it a miracle. We all have what we call a miracle inbox, and you want a miracle inbox.
Yes.
Right? You want to get texts and emails from people every single day, and they always start the same way. It's always, hey, Carl and Cathie, you're not going to believe this. Well, I'm going to tell you, after 2 years, yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe absolutely everything, because I know how, first of all, how powerful our God is.
Yes.
And I know that David Schmidt is an absolute genius.
Yes.
And he, thank God, has chosen to share what God has given him, the gifts that God has given him, with the world. And David's vision is that this technology touch 1 billion homes. And that's our mission too.
And just a reminder, everyone, again, Cathie said it earlier, we have a golden goose here.
Yeah.
You guys are catching on out as to how significant this is and is going to be. We have a golden goose. We have to be very careful. So we'll say it again. X39, all of Lifewave products, none of Lifewave products heal, treat, prevent, cure, mitigate anything. Okay? Your body heals itself. And when you can elevate that copper peptide, GHKCU, magic happens. So
how do you wear it? Easy peasy. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Why? Because, and you should wear it during the day, because for a lot of people, they're going to notice a boost of energy. That's one of those amazing little sidekicks that we get with wearing X39, and we don't want that to happen while you're trying to sleep at night. So you want to wear it during the day, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Patches come in what we call a sleeve. It looks like this. There are 30 patches in each sleeve, so enough for a person to wear the technology for a full month. This sleeve sits next to my toothbrush, and every morning when I brush my teeth, that's my reminder to take a fresh patch out, peel that paper off, and go ahead and put it on. And then at night when I go back in before I go to sleep and I brush my teeth again, my reminder again, take that patch off that I've worn all day, throw it away, let my body rest, restore, rejuvenate, repair, do the amazing things we were designed to do when we sleep. And the next morning you take a fresh patch out and you start all over again. You can wear X39 anywhere. All of the clinical studies were done with participants wearing the patch in the 2 spots you see there on your screen, either 2 inches below the belly button or at the base of the back of the neck. But again, you can wear the patch anywhere. That last point on this slide is super important. This technology works best when we are well hydrated. If we're not well hydrated, the technology is not going to be as effective. So David recommends drinking half your body weight in ounces every single day of good, clean water. Add a good high-quality electrolyte or Redmond's or Celtic salt to that, so you get those trace minerals.
yeah. Okay, great, guys. So X39 is so sophisticated, yet it's so simple to explain that even an old contractor can do it. You remember the old caveman commercials? It's so easy, a caveman can do it.
Yeah.
Ken Click, my buddy in Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know I'm right. You know I'm right. This is so simple. And all kidding aside, you guys, it is a very simple share. And it's a very simple thing for people to do. You know, oftentimes we don't want to change our lifestyle, right? If you're set in your ways like me, and Cathie can attest to that to the 10th degree, right? But it's a very simple ask of people to put a Band-Aid, wearable sticker on their skin. We're not asking them to run a marathon or eat salads for the rest of their life, right? It's wear a patch on the back of your neck, people, right? And most people are open to that. And I love the simplicity of it, yet the technology is so powerful. Cath explained it, but it's like a computer. You know, the Intel processor in my computer, they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller, but yet more powerful every month, it seems like. The technology that is packed in here, decades of experience, wisdom, and a lot of money and investment went into this. So you guys can rest assured you have a very special thing on your hand. And the best thing about it is it works.
Yeah,
it
we just
absolutely
heard
works.
how it works. Absolutely. So we're going to shift gears here just a little bit, and we're going to talk a little about the opportunity. So I think the first question we usually get when Carl and I start to talk about this as an opportunity is, well, how do I share this? I don't want to know all the science. I don't have time to do all of that. People are working, let's face it, 2, sometimes more jobs. They've got kids or they're taking care of aging parents. Our lives are incredibly busy. Well, have no fear, because the This Is It team has put together this landing page, which is product information only. thisisitinfo.com. No personal information is collected on this page. This is strictly product information. Everything is there. The patents, the case studies, the PubMed articles on copper peptide. Literally, you can dive in, you can take a deep dive or a shallow walk through this, but everything you need to know is going to be here. But, great point, while
the patch, while you investigate.
While you're studying, get this patch on your body.
Yes.
So real quickly, we're going to talk about the opportunity, because let's face it, we all know people who are hurting physically, but we all also know, maybe more, especially right now, folks that are hurting financially. As I said, people are living paycheck to paycheck. There's more month at the end of the money. And, Carl and I, our goal, our heart's desire is to help people on both ends of the spectrum, help them feel better physically and get that money monkey off their back. So Carl won't tell you this, but I will. We've been together. Well, he'll tell you this part, I would hope. We've been together almost 30 years.
I would hope.
28 years this December. And so his whole adult life, he has been an entrepreneur, and I have been with him through the majority of that. He has owned
through the thick and thin, baby.
Thick and thin, that's right. Through 7 conventional businesses, from the time that he was a very young man, across 4 different sectors of the economy. He had 2 global construction companies. He did a traditional franchise, a sub sandwich franchise here in the States.
Smelled like pickles and onions and had to work with teenagers all the time.
And interestingly enough, had the 3rd highest grossing sub sandwich shop, the most popular one in the state of Illinois, and could not pull $60,000 a year out of that store. And he lived there. So let me tell you, traditional franchising is not all it is cracked up to be.
But you know why people are attracted to it? It's because there's a system. There's a proven model for success. And that's why I was attracted to it. I had never been in business for myself at that time. And I was looking for something that I could just plug and play. You guys, this is the same thing.
Without all of the headaches of a traditional franchise, right? Think about this. So Lifewave is a 20-year-old company. We celebrate 20 years this October. And I was just blessed to come back 4 days ago from Lifewave's 20th anniversary trip, all expenses paid. If you like to travel, I'm telling you, you have found the right company. We went to Greece. Yes, we went on a Greek Isles cruise. My precious husband, who's traveled the world, looked at me when we earned the trip and said, "Babe, take your mom." My mom is 76 years old. She's never been out of the country. And I took my mom, and my mom climbed the steps to the Acropolis at 76 years old. Tears running down her face, tears running down my face. It was incredible.
So I got to get my wife and my mother-in-law away from me for a whole week. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
Anyway,
but you guys, it's such. And she's patched, and she was going to have a knee replacement, and it took her 4 or 5 months.
Yep.
And she was very skeptical. She was an RN for many, many decades, RN and a director of nursing for many, many decades. Yes. So very, very skeptical. And I would hear the calls. She would call Kathy often. Well, it's not working. And Kathy very lovingly, "Mom, keep patching. Takes time. You're 70 years old. Mom, keep patching." You guys, 4 months in, she calls us one morning, mad that it was working. She wasn't mad, but she said, "Well, I've got to tell you, my knee feels better." And even recently, this was a few months ago, she called. What was the name of that issue she was fighting with?
So yeah, she had a condition in the esophagus where there are lesions in the esophagus, and it's a precursor to
because of reflux.
The C word, yeah, because of reflux, and she had been diagnosed with that 3 years ago, and she goes yearly for endoscopies. And when she went in January of this year, I think it was January. No, it was March. Her gastroenterologist came in and said, I don't know how to explain this, but you have no more lesions. It's non-detectable. So we have our hands on something amazing, and remember, as I said, this company is 20 years old. To get back to the slide, forgive us, we could go on forever.
Yeah, the testimony. You could build a massive, massive business, you guys. I guess the point here is you can build a massive business just on sharing the testimonies alone, and they're compelling.
Yeah.
I mean, they just keep getting better and better.
Yeah, but this is the best 20-year-old kept secret you were ever going to find. Yeah. This company went from $20 million a year, right? Happily, $20 million a year. And then in 2021, once this precious patch launched, they went to 320 million. Last year, we finished the year at over 430 million. We're on track to do 600 million this year. Next year, we will be $1 billion company. I am sure of it. But when you are on the street and you ask 10 people if they've ever heard of X39, 9.5 of them will tell you no. Yeah. So that's the sweet spot, right? You want something that's proven but not saturated. And that is exactly where we are at. We are open in over 75 countries. You can have a global business from your smartphone or your laptop sitting in your jammies on your couch at home. And that's incredible because guess what? The people on the other side of the world in Australia, I met some dear people on a cruise. They were my dinner mates in Australia. They were amazing. When we're going to bed at night here in the States, guess what's happening in Australia? They're getting up and they're patching people because everybody wants to feel good.
So X39, in this industry, you guys, it's approaching almost $400 billion, by the way.
Yeah.
And in this industry, there's a lot of companies that have what we call Me Too products like weight loss powders, weight loss programs, skincare, makeup, supplements, CBD oil, lotions, potions, pills, powders, and ointments, right? I mean, it's out there. But this is not a Me Too product. It's patented, it's exclusive. See what I'm getting at? It's pretty remarkable. So in that kind of marketplace, there can be a lot of noise trying to fight through and get your product to the forefront. In our happy place here at #1 in momentum at Lifewave, there's our new corporate headquarters out west. We're visiting there next month at the request of Lifewave, where I'm a nervous wreck. I don't know if they're going to fingerprint us, if we're going to get arrested out there, what's going to happen. But Lifewave, #1 in momentum. We call it Major Mo, and it's here and it's happening now. Some of you guys are sitting on this. Some of you guys are taking this lightly. You guys, big mistake. Big mistake. I mean, this is the people that engage in this, that stay engaged, that don't get sidetracked, that stay focused. Cathie and I right now, and no income claims, we have an income disclosure document we can share with you at any time. We're doing 5 figures per week, every week for months and months and months and months and months. And there are people that are doing 6 figures a week. And look, that's proven, you guys. It's proven. We're #1 out of almost 6,000 companies in this entire industry. And nobody even knows about it. Nobody knows about it.
Yeah. And the awards just keep coming. DSN, Direct Selling News, that's a third party. And they rank these companies in this space. Again, call it whatever you want. Direct selling, network marketing. I like relational marketing because that's what it is, right? Friends do what friends do. There's David there on your left. Steve and Gina Merritt, that's Meredith Burkich there in the middle. She's the president of Lifewave. They were just awarded #1 growth company. Y'all, this doesn't happen to a 20-year-old company, but it's happening right now. You are in the right place at the right time with the right product and the right team. So the company is #1 in momentum. Guess what team you're on? You're on the This Is It team. We are the #1 team in all of Lifewave.
In the world. In the world.
Yeah. So incredible. There we go. Again.
This is Stuart Johnson. May I?
Yeah.
This is Stuart Johnson. He was he hasn't been at an event in over a decade. He came out of retirement, if you will. He used to own Success Magazine. This guy loves this industry, big proponent of the industry. He had nothing to go visit for the last 10 years. When X39 launched, it got his attention. Yeah. He's been watching. You guys, he just said from stage that this is the biggest opportunity that he's ever laid eyes on in the industry. Hello. Success Magazine owner, and he sold it. Yeah. But that's Stuart Johnson. So it's a big deal. I hope you're catching on. I mean, you guys, I'm an old contractor, okay? Cathie's a stay-at-home mom. She's got her master's degree. She's much more talented and beautiful than I am. And you guys, we just had a willingness to share it with people. Each day, we were persistent, especially in the beginning. We're out there sharing it every day. 2, 3, 4, 5 people a day. How bad do you want it?
Yeah.
What do you
What's
want?
most important
What
for
do you want?
Is it your family? You know, for Carl and I, our priorities are God, family, country in those order.
Yes.
In that order. What is it for you? Is it your family? Do you want your time freedom back?
That's
that's the biggest one. You
one.
can be incredibly successful if you're a physician or a lawyer or an accountant, but do you have your time freedom? Most of those folks don't. They are killing themselves, and yeah, they may have the income, but they're never with their family. And if you're never with your family, what does it matter? Are you looking for security? Do you want to travel? I just told you I came back from Greece, y'all. If you want to travel, this is the place. The incentive trips are crazy. Do you want better health? I think we all want that.
Guys, the trip was free too. Did you say it was
Completely.
free? It was completely paid for.
We had gifts in our room every night. Incredible gifts.
Just remarkable. This company is so special and such a blessing to so many people, you guys. It is something like I've never seen before. Like Kath said, I owned those 7 businesses before, and I am more excited. I hope you can tell sincerely that I am more excited about this than any other opportunity I've ever laid eyes on, because I've met the people on the corporate side. I've met the people on our system side, Steve and Gina and all the other leaders. You guys, we are in really, really good hands, and we're in a wonderful place right now, and so are you. So take advantage.
We know the technology works.
Yes.
And if the technology didn't work, no one would make a dime, nor should they. This works.
And Absolutely. Let's face it, people are hurting right now in our country. Marriages are stressed. The number one reason people break up is because of lack of financial resources. And I heard that in my family growing up. My mom and dad had spirited debates every night when we were kids, all the way through school. And that affects the family. You guys, we got to get it handled. The money monkey is on a lot of people's back. He's got sharp teeth and claws, and he's no fun, and he's heavy. So we understand that. But here's an opportunity for you to get that guy off your back. Get him off your family's back. Okay, and you can, and $500 a week, $1,000 a week could save a lot of marriages and mortgages, you guys. So
doable.
Here's another incentive trip that's coming up. It ends the end of September. Yep.
1st.
And they'll always have these. There'll always be more. There'll always be more. Comp plan, real quick. The center of the page there says team commissions. You can earn, fill your name in there. You could earn up to $25,000 each week from the binary. That's $1.3 million a year, y'all. That's serious income. What would that do for your family? And now that's not a guarantee. Please read the disclaimer on the bottom. We don't know your stamina, your commitment level, your willingness. We don't know any of that. Nobody does, but you do. If you put your head down for the next 2 to 3 years, what if you get a tenth of that? What if you get half of that? I mean, it's significant. And this is just in one portion of the comp plan. The next portion is unlimited. We'll send you to a site so you can unfold that. But if you cap out at $25,000 a week, and you want more for generational wealth, whatever it is, it's available to you as well. So a lot of people are refunding their ministries with this, you guys. They're paying for missionaries across the world. They're doing wonderful things for the church. So a lot of people say, well, I don't need the money. Well, somebody you know needs the money. Somebody you know somewhere needs the money. So let's get the focus off ourselves and onto other people and watch what can happen.
So get started. The person that invited you tonight either gave you a paper sign-up sheet, or maybe they sent you a link. Either is fine. There are 3 kits. So, decide, talk with the person that invited you, figure out what kit is best for you. Get in where you fit in. Just get in. Before you put your head on your pillow tonight, please get in.
Because everybody in this kind of business, everybody comes in after everybody in your sponsor's organization. Okay, so you've got a binary. They're going to go one of 2 places, and guess what? You can get benefit. You can get paid for the people that come in after you.
Right.
Okay, this is like nothing I've seen in business, you guys. For your monthly overhead Cathie and I are on 2 sleeves of X39. I use a sleeve a month. She uses a sleeve a month. That's $200 a month. That's our overhead in our business. We bought the Diamond Pack. It's $15.99 plus shipping and tax. That was the initial startup investment in our business. This is our ongoing overhead, if you will. Guess what happens to our overhead as our revenue continues to build in this business? It stays flat. If there are any business owners or entrepreneurs on the call tonight, think of that. Your overhead stays flat as your revenue compounds residually. This is the dream business, you guys. That is magical, and that never happened in my other businesses ever. Anytime I grew my revenue, I was growing my expenses, my stress, my debt, all the heavy stuff, time away from family. This thing turns conventional business on its head in such a wonderful way.
Yes, Lifewave does all of the hard work. David did all the research and development, creates the product, right?
Yep.
Lifewave ships the product. They handle all customer service. They pay commissions. Guess what we do?
We herald the message.
We peel that paper and we patch people. That's what we do.
Point them.
And we point them to the system. You do not have to recreate the wheel. You do not have to know all the science. You may want to learn the science like I did, but you don't want to share all of that, because the reality is people don't want to have to learn all of that. They want to be patched, they want to feel better, and they want to know that, my gosh, I can earn an income on the side by doing this, by sharing this with people. Absolutely.
Learn all that stuff for your own belief meter that goes way up, because I sure did, but don't learn it to share it, because that will slow you down. It'll slow you down. Point them. Patch them and point them so they can learn it at their convenience, okay? And remember, subscription, you guys, this is the key.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand this business model, but your subscription is your residual income. The way you build residual income in this is you get on subscription, you get everybody else on subscription that wants to be, and you share with them why that's so important.
Because they never want to run out of patches.
Yeah, and they never want to run out of patches, but their points accumulate, which turn into dollars in their back office as they begin to build the business.
Right.
And this is key. If you're not on subscription, you have a conventional business. You're going to go out and sell something to somebody. You're going to make a one-time commission, and then you're going to have to go out and sell something to somebody else. Don't set it up that way. Make sure that you're sharing subscription with people so your compounding residual income grows and you can partake in that beautiful benefit of this business model. It is key to your success and to your team's success. This Is It team is where you're going to learn all the nitty-gritty of how to build the business. The leaders that we have in here, you guys, these are the top of the top of the top in the industry. I'm telling you.
In this industry.
Yes.
Icons
collectively,
in this industry.
Collectively, we all help put this together. Yes. So you have years and decades of experience. We're not experimenting with your financial future.
No.
The leaders know what to do and how to do so you can speed up time. Don't get creative. Just follow what's in here. If it's not in here,
don't do it.
Don't do it. It'll slow you down.
Yep.
Okay.
Sample cards are there. You can order these. If you've got people out of state, out of country, you can mail them patches. If you can't get belly to belly, eye to eyeball with them, they can scan that QR code. There is a system in place. It's called the PRO strategy. PRO's an acronym, stands for patch, revisit, and point them to an opportunity to Zoom, just like this one. Carl and I do this every Thursday night. You are welcome to send your people here. This is a safe place. They have to get back with you to enroll and get their patches coming.
Yes, and leaders on our team are doing them every night of the week too. This Is It team has larger events every night of the week. Colleen is doing hers once a week. Joe is doing his once a week. The Stampers are doing theirs once a week. So you guys, what I'm saying is there's always somewhere that you can point people. So you don't have to know all this stuff to have to share all this stuff. Just become a good promoter and inviter and a good patcher and pointer, and you've got this business right where you want it. You've got a tiger by the tail. If you just do those things, patch them and point them, watch what happens to your business. It'll go straight up.
So the time is now to make your move. Are you serious about your dream, right? I think over the last 4 to 5 years, a lot of us have put our dreams on the shelf and we're doing that day-to-day thing to just get by. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can get your dreams down, you can dust them off, because this, my friends, is hope. It's hope for your future, and it's hope for everyone that you know, every life that you can touch. You can be a hope broker, and this world is desperate for it.
You guys, it's not false hope. You heard the testimony tonight.
Yeah.
Hear us on this. This is not false hope like some other powder pill or potion, okay? This is patented, incredible stem cell reactivation technology. This is the one that you've been hoping for and praying for. Yeah. I know we didn't know what we were praying for. I wanted to get out of the Orlando heat.
Yeah.
And then the phone rang one day and I rolled my eyes like, what in the, when this thing came in the mail, I opened it up and I rolled my eyes at Cathie. I said, this looks like a sticker I used to pass out when I was 5 years old. You know, what is this going to do? Man, was I wrong. Okay, so unfold it, get it on you, get excited,
get started
with X39, guys. You will not be sorry that you did. And get it on the people that you care about. Don't wait for your own testimony.
Yeah.
There are people out there suffering, and don't make them wait on your testimony. Patch them and get them started. It's very affordable. It's not going to cost them $25,000 to get an injection. It's going to be $3.30 a day.
Yeah.
Okay, it's affordable. So if they're hurting, that, trust me, that's going to be nothing to them, because when you're hurting, nothing else matters, and you want to try to figure that out. So Facebook group, This Is It Team, search us up there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, This Is It Team. You'll find all the replays on the larger team Zooms, and the Saturday trainings are key at 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah.
This is all free, by the way, guys. All the training and education, all that is free. And that's one of the reasons why I love this business model, is because some people that are out there in the world right now are struggling so bad, they don't even know how they're going to pay their electric bill next month, okay?
Yeah.
Let alone start a business. So this is the way for them to get in however they can, and they can start clawing their way out of that mess.
Yeah.
And we can help them.
Yeah.
Okay? And we all can help them as a team and a family. We can help them.
Yeah.
You guys, this has been so awesome. We like to close out our Zooms with a word of encouragement, a prayer, or a verse. And tonight, it is one of my favorites. Any other worry warts out there? Man, I used to be a worry wart before I found Jesus, or before he found me.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one of my favorites, and I recite it all the time to myself. Philippians 4, 6, and 7. Do not be anxious. Just fill your name in there, right? Carl, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with a thankful heart. We got to be grateful and thankful. Present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus.
God bless you all. Thank you for spending your Thursday evening with us. We will talk with you soon. Good night.
Love y'all. Over and out.